Okay, this is for our next little episode in textual criticism. As you can see, we are now here at B Greek. This is a live forum for discussing many different issues regarding Greek. And one of them, of course, is textual criticism. Now, there's a rule here, and I belong, and that's why I've got to tell you up front. I'm a member of this forum, but I am not allowed to post. The reason I am not allowed to post is I won't use my real name. And there are reasons for that I won't explain here. So, if you're going to join these people, you can, but that's the first rule, is you must use your real name. Now, you can abbreviate it if you want, and whether they'll accept the abbreviation you use, you'll have to see. But as you can see, these people use their real names, and they tend to be scholars in the field. I mean, this is where Leland Wilker posts. This is sometimes where you'll find posts by Randall Booth or Dr. Decker, or sometimes even Bart Ehrman will post here, and Dan Wallace. So there's a second rule, and it's really important you honor it, okay? You must be civil. That doesn't mean you can't debate. That doesn't mean you can't argue, but you must be civil. Respect these people. Their job is hard, okay? And their discussions are, frankly, some of the most exciting discussions I've ever found on the internet. Like right here is Koine Greek, okay, and they post in Unicode, which is nice. I haven't learned how to use it yet, so it's just as well that I can't post here. Unicode drives me crazy. I have trouble reading it in Greek, and I have trouble reading it in Hebrew. In Greek it's a little easier, but the Hebrew is crazy because they use different structures of characters that I'm not used to, and I just have to get used to it. But anyway, as you can see, the topics are extensive and they're technical. See, like, you have to be able to read Greek to understand this. They're talking about the phrasing in Romans 5:12, okay, and they have extensive quotes of the Greek, which they prefer you do, okay, so that they don't have to go look it up. But this is really a hassle to do in Unicode. You have a special keyboard that you have to learn how to use, and a bunch of other stuff I haven't bothered to do yet, okay. So now here is one of the examples where they're talking about either the interpretation of the Greek, or sometimes later on in this particular thread, variants. Remember what we just saw in TextCrit7a, that variants are put in print in an apparatus as footnotes at the bottom of most printed Bibles in the original language. It's as far as I know, there's no software that will do that same thing. I'm going to keep on looking for it. Even BibleWorks, they give you different texts, but they're different text families, not different variants, or, you know, lots and lots and lots of manuscripts, because there's just not, there's so many, there's just not enough room. Okay, so let's say you wanted to look up, you know, Romans 5:12 and its meaning. So here you go. Here's a thread on it, and you can. Let's see if I go back to the index. There's a search. Where's the search? There's a search engine here somewhere. Right up here. Okay, you can search. Now you'll have to type in the Unicode characters in here if you want to search on Greek words. Okay? Then they have debates about Greek language and linguistics. Syntax and grammar, for example, and look at how many things are there. There's a lot of debate going on in here about the pronunciation. Okay? So, I mean, you know, you can cruise the topics. They're pretty much everywhere. Here's something on semantic range, which is one of my favorite topics. Okay? And you just look through it. And as you can see, these, you know, they're currently posting. This isn't a dead forum like so many of them are on the internet. I really enjoy this place here. Okay, and then if you're looking for certain books that you can get, you know, there you go. If you're looking for grammars, there you go. Okay? And again, these are the scholars in the field. You know, they're teachers. They're either currently teaching, or they're researching and writing books, or they're newly teaching and learning. See, here's Wayne Kirk. Wayne is involved in trying to make Bibles intelligible to, like, American Indian populations. Okay? And here he's talking about something. Randall Booth is involved with the pronunciation of Greek. Okay? And really, really valuable. Here's an MP3 version. Okay, if you wanted to hear the UBS4 text, actually that's really important. I'm going to mark that. I want to subscribe to that thread. How do I subscribe to the thread? I used to remember. Where is it? Subscribe to the topic. Well, I'm already subscribed. Oops. Yeah, I did. Okay. See, did you see how I did that? Let me go back. You click at the bottom here. See, it's kind of misleading because it's already checked, but you click on the word subscribe to topic once you're a member, and it sticks this topic in your subscription list. I want to get a hold of this because I'm researching the pronunciation of the Greek. I'm coming up with a different pronunciation that is not the same as Erasmus and is not the same as Booth. I think it's in the middle. Okay? Booth's arguments about pronunciation are based largely on TextCrit7a, and his argument is that, you know, the common sort of demotic spelling that you find in the manuscripts at Qumran tell you how they pronounce it for the entire 300-year period, known as the Roman period of Koine. And I completely disagree with that, especially because in order to be considered, how do you want to call it, educated, you used a lot of Attic pronunciation. That was considered, it's like the difference between hillbilly English. I want to go to the restroom. That's how you pronounce something in hillbilly English. Okay? However, if you wanted to speak in standard English and you wished to sound educated, you would speak more slowly, you would tend to use short vowels, and you would have what is considered cultured speech. Of course, British English is considered the standard of cultured speech. Okay, they had the same variation in Greek. And I know Mary wouldn't talk like this in the Magnificat, but if I use Booth's pronunciation system, then Mary's going to sound like a hillbilly. I know she wasn't. So that's why I disagree with him. But I'm not sure yet. I'm still looking at the spelling and the way words are metered to figure out what the pronunciation is in the Bible itself. Okay? But if you don't agree with that and you want to go with Erasmus, you can go here. Or Dr. Booth spends a whole lot of time explaining pronunciation. And he's very well known for that. Well, then go follow his school. A lot of people follow his school. A lot of people still stick to Erasmus. Okay? I think it's more Attic. I think the vowels are short and individually pronounced. And one of these days I'm going to actually pronounce them the way I think they're supposed to be pronounced. But right now my ability to pronounce Greek is mixed between this guy's method and this method, unfortunately. I acquired a lot of bad habits when I first learned Greek, and I haven't gotten rid of them yet. All right. Then here's some stuff on syntax. This guy is really good. Aubrey, he's a real smart guy. Young guy. Really smart. He's always adding good stuff to the list. Okay, and then here's something on the LXX. Okay, which is the proper LXX is limited to the first 5 books. That was really what was produced in 273 BC, and even it got played with. There are later Greek editions in it. But you can tell the difference if you know how to read Greek, which of course the King James only people can't do. All right, so I'm going to put the mic recorder down for a minute, and we're going to search on something. We're searching on textual criticism. All right, so see, here's how their search engine works. This is from Emmanuel Tove's book, okay, about textual criticism in the Hebrew scripture. They spend their time on Greek, but you can't spend your time on Greek without looking at the Hebrew. And then here's something about, well, that's textual notes. So you're looking for textual criticism. Notice how it's highlighted in pink. That's their, you know, and this looks like it's on the Net Bible. All right. See, you got textual variants. All right. This is on John 8:25 in this particular case. There's a lot of talk on, oh, this is about Dr. Danker dying. He's the Danker and Bauer Danker. See, so you can get, you know, and then here they link to other places and more on textual criticism. You see, so you can find a lot of posts about textual criticism, and if there's something you want to know, again, if you're willing to say your real name and you're willing to be civil, you can just post in this forum. You don't have to be considered a scholar yourself to be here. Okay, see, like they have a beginner's forum, so you could write your questions there. All right, they're very nice. They're very nice people, really, really willing to spend time helping anybody. Okay, even me. So that's just a heads up. I could spend hours here and just bathe in it. This is so great. The most exciting discussions on the internet, as far as I'm concerned, is right here. So that's Be Greek. That's the end of my little introduction. There'll be a link in the sidebar so that you can go there and sign up. Here's another group of posters called the TC List, and this stuff is, from what I have been able to find, I guess it's not entirely old, okay, because there are posts here in December 11 and following, but this is the older version of Be Greek. A lot of it is the older version of Be Greek, the same people. So I don't know that they do current postings here. Okay, the most recent messages, let's see how old this is now. They got a lot of good old stuff in here. Okay, their most recent message, that's obviously spam. These are spam writings, okay. This stuff here, alright, so the active guys must have closed it, because these posts here are pretty much spam. And whenever you see anything about Bank of Nigeria, that's spam. Okay. So these are spammers. They haven't eliminated those posts. But there are older posts here. Like, for example, let me show you. And put the recorder down again. If I type in pericope adulterae, which is the John 8 through 1 through 11. There should be see here posts on it. See, now there's Maurice Robinson. He's a major scholar of the Byzantine priority, okay, school. He believes that the Byzantine text is most like the original from the Apostles, and he's often used to favor the King James only movement. Okay, I think he's more like King James preferred. This, of course, is Robert Waltz. So there's some discussion here about the pericope adulterae. Okay, this is by Maurice Robinson, and he's talking about orthography, which means spelling, basically, changes in spelling. All right. And, you know, you can find more about whatever topic you want by searching. But so what you understand now, having seen this, is that this list has got a lot of good old material in it, but they've stopped pretty much posting because you've got spammers who've come in. This is all spam. These are all people trying to take your money. Okay? So just ignore them. See, They're telling a whole group, oh, you want a lump sum settlement, yeah, and you pay them $300 in order to collect your $5,000, and of course you'll never see your $300 or them again. Okay, and then here's hi, we're supposedly from the Internal Revenue Service and we're going to give you a tax refund. A lot of us have seen this kind of nonsense in our emails, but they also spam forums. Okay, so obviously there's not a lot of posting going on here now, but if you want to, just search right here for old topics on whatever thing you're looking for, and you'll find old posts that relate. And the people in that were part of this forum are, generally speaking, the same people who are in B Greek. So much for this segment. Okay, now this next one is B Hebrew, and it's run by the same guys who run B Greek. They still, in B Hebrew, they haven't yet changed Hebrew, the B Hebrew group, into a forum. And I can kind of understand why, because it's really hard to handle a forum. I've thought about sponsoring a forum for a long time, but I just don't have enough time left over that I could do that. So what they do is they engage in, like they used to do, in emails, a series of emails that sort of run to the group. And again, the requirement is that you have to use your real name. All right? So this is how you would log in and create one. And again, the rule is be civil. And what it does is it's basically a set of group emails that go to you and everybody else in the group. And Dr. Roby runs it. And it looks like Wayne Kirk is involved here too. And then Yigal Levine is at, in Israel. So I mean, you've got some heavy hitters here. They're really good people, so please respect them. Okay? So you have to subscribe in order to post messages, but you can search on messages. Like, for example, let's say you didn't want to join the group, but you just wanted to, I'm going to put the recorder down again. Let's say you wanted to take advantage of their information, because all this is live textual criticism and debate. Nice debate. Okay, but you can just Google, because all their posts are going to be online. Alright, so let's say I wanted to do pericope adultere. I can't type today. And then say B Greek. I'm spelling it wrong. Wait a minute. I can't spell today. Some days I can't pronounce, other days I can't spell. Alright? So see? You can get all the listings. And they don't necessarily, this is like Dan Wallace's middle initial is B, so you end up getting that. So you end up getting other stuff. But see, this is textual criticism. That's the TC list I just showed you. And then here's B Greek. Alright, and it's a digest. Alright. And, that's the formal name, Pericope de Adultera. But everybody knows it this way, at least as far as I can tell. So then let's also say you wanted to find out about, there's textual problems in the Old Testament too. So let's say Daniel, textual criticism, because there are two versions of Daniel in the Greek, but there's also a problem in Hebrew, so you could say B Hebrew. See if there's anything on Daniel there. It's not giving me an answer. Of course the mouse froze. There we go. Okay, well see, it's not giving me anything on Daniel, but it's giving me stuff by a Daniel. Okay. And my mouse is frozen, of course. But you get the idea of how to search. Okay, as soon as my mouse stops being frozen, I will be able to move you to somebody else. Okay, well, I think I'm just going to cut this here because obviously the mouse freezing problem occurs, and you don't want to keep hearing it. So signing off. Okay, we're back. I found out why my mouse was hung up. This is Daniel Wallace's own page, and this is something you might want to link to if you're interested in textual criticism. He's one of the main guys involved in it, and in fact, here's his request for money. They're going to be shooting copies of new Greek New Testament manuscripts. He's telling you what the prices are. Okay, so see, this is live news on New Testament criticism, or any kind of Bible textual criticism that's involved. Unfortunately, my mouse is sticking again. That's involved in currently. I'm sorry. That's being handled. Let's start over. Hello. This is Daniel Wallace. He's one of the premier guys involved in textual criticism with respect to recovering text. He does a lot of different things, but this is one of them. Okay? He's getting involved with expeditions for 2012. Unfortunately, CSNTM is a little too quick with trying to get you when you click on their material here, but these are their summer expeditions in order to take photo shoots of New Testament manuscripts, here Greek, and then here's another one, a 5-week trip that they're going on. That's in the middle, and they've already got a $40,000 matching gift. Okay, but see, that's all current news. All right, and then he has been doing, this is really kind of fun, he and Bart Ehrman, they're both kind of laid back guys in a way, sometimes at least. They've been having debates for quite a while, and so now Bart Ehrman has his own blog site. So see, you can watch the debate between Daniel Wallace and Bart Ehrman if you want, in their own blog sites. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that textual criticism is very much upfront, up close, and personal, so that you can be sure that if there's anything, if Bart Ehrman thinks there's something wrong with your Bible, he makes money by saying something's wrong with Bibles. Don't you think you're going to know about it? And if all he can come up with is the fact that there are 200,000 misspellings in the Bible by the scribes, that's kind of hitting the bottom of the barrel, don't you think? So he and Daniel Wallace have these debates over whether it's Jesu Christu or Jesu or Christu or the spelling. So if that's the kind of arguing they got to do, then your Bible's in pretty good shape, don't you think? And by the way, if you're anally interested in this kind of stuff like I am, well, look, you can subscribe to this guy. Okay? And not only him, there are others. There's the Evangelical Textual Criticism blog. Let's see if I can take you there. I have my own blog where I have these other blogs listed. But unfortunately, it takes forever because there's some kind of problem with Mozilla. Mozilla is now the slowest of all the browsers. Okay, see, it takes much too long. Alright, and now I can't move the mouse, it's stuck again. But when I can move it, I will show you down here on the right. See, here's Evangelical Textual Criticism. I'm sorry, it's so sticky. I'm on the fastest IP in the nation, and yet it's sticky. So there has to be some kind of problem between Mozilla and my recorder when it's on. This is Evangelical Textual Criticism, just like the Dan Wallace blog. This is a current, in fact, he's featured. See, that's Dan Wallace right there. You can't see because of the big red thing that YouTube puts in the middle. But that's Dan Wallace on screen. They talk a lot about textual criticism here. This is run in Sweden by a guy named Tommy Wasserman, and I forget, that's Peter Head. I think Peter is in the U.S. He might be in the U.K. Again, here you can post also, but be civil, and you don't have to use your real name. But do be civil, okay? Because, you know, Dan Wallace, Bill Mounts, these guys, they're all indexed here, pretty much all of them, and they do post. So there's your other place to look for evangelical textual criticism. So you've now seen Be Hebrew, Be Greek, TC List, Dan Wallace's blog, and here the Evangelical Textual Criticism blog. There are others. You got Better Bible's blog. Here's Bill Mounts's blog. Okay, because he's involved in it, but Dan Wallace is more involved with TC than he is. There's also a guy named Whelan Wilker, who you can find over here at ETC. He posts sometimes here, but I'm trying to remember what his, it might be this one. He's a German guy. I'm not sure if he's at Münster or not. That's at Münster, but I can't tell. That's not his. Okay, see, this is about the Allen text. All right. There's Jim Snap's blog. Here's Whelan Wilker. This guy's very heavily involved in New Testament manuscripts, just like Dan Wallace is. Okay. And he's got some really interesting stuff here. He likes to get photographs. This is Edgerton 2. Okay, and he likes to explain stuff, and he loves comments, but he likes them to be civil. And he seems to know Bart Ehrman pretty well, according to the posts that they have with each other. So my point here is that textual criticism is alive and well and debated. So if there were something going on with your Bible that you couldn't trust or that was questionable, these guys spend every waking moment on this stuff. You would find out about it, and if you can't wait to find out about it, then just subscribe to their blogs and you'll be notified. But when you've got this many bird dogs on a topic, you can feel pretty good about the Bible you have, especially when you realize that they're often arguing about small stuff. And if you don't believe that, just read their stuff. They take the small things seriously, which is good. It's good to be anal when it comes to the Bible. And they take it very seriously, so you can take it pretty confidently, and that was the point of this video set for episode 7.